This is a serious channel for serious issues, especially when we're talking about something as grave and as important as Russian musical law. You know, Russia, the country that tried to, ban or rein in rap music, but then eventually found it impossible to do so. The country with that track record of trying to prevent certain types of music from happening. The Soviet Union, though, that was a regime that knew how to ban some music. No way they were listening to any Hatsune Miku. They knew better and kept that crap out. So yeah, Russia these days clearly has a history of being kind of intolerant to certain modes of expression, but maybe not necessarily having the means or capability of suppressing that expression sometimes. Not to say things are hunky-dory over there, that the government isn't oppressive, it most certainly is. But given how the national government's crusade against hip-hop went, I have to wonder how the Republic of Chechnya is going to implement this latest rule over here, where they have formally banned music that is too slow and also music that is too fast. According to NPR and many other publications, this announcement came down from the Chechen Ministry of Culture that said that musical, choreographic, and vocal works need to be limited to tempos between 80 and 116 beats per minute, which when you're looking at the whole range of kind of acceptable, workable, functional tempos out there, that's pretty narrow. Of course, in response to this, there has been a wide array of coverage talking about all of the popular songs, popular over here, that would not be negotiable over in Chechnya. What will happen to Chechens who can't listen to Toxic by Britney Spears? Meanwhile, I'm over here thinking about the real artistic loss to the Republic, wondering how is anyone over there going to listen to the newest Sun album, any classic Sun albums. The tempos on all of those works are not even close to the BPM range that is acceptable. Formal drone music across the board is pretty much just dead. No one's even going to be able to spin Sleep's Dope Smoker. In fact, you could just ban all sludge and stoner doom metal just out of the gate. And if this ban is successful, we're talking about generations of people potentially being fully unaware of various extreme techno genres. Almost 1.5 million people never knowing the joy of 21 minutes and 54 seconds of Russian hardstyle music on YouTube, 1.7 million views. Pretty much all post-rock buildups are just gone. They're only going to have to listen to the fast and crescendo parts without knowing how it gets to that point. But I actually think I found the culprit here, the thing that drove the decision-making process behind this ban. Look at the song Like That from the new Metro Boomin and Future album featuring Kendrick Lamar, which has the diss on it against Drake and J. Cole. The BPM to that, according to MusicStacks.com, is 162. Quite a peppy BPM. Interesting that it would be at that BPM. Guess what song is at a very safe, acceptable 85 BPM? Can you guess? Any guesses? Any takers as to what track sits at that BPM? That's right, 7 Minute Drill. Chechnya is trying to silence Kendrick Lamar and keep everyone over there from hearing his diss against Drake and Cole. They only want Cole to have the microphone. They only want to hear the Cole side of the argument. And how much you want to bet Drake is going to come through with a response track as well that sits within that safe, acceptable BPM range. This is clearly just all an attempt to bias things against Kendrick in the Russian music market. It's disgusting, and we shouldn't accept it. This type of manipulative narrative shifting and lies by omission is typical of Russian propaganda. And I bet if we follow the money, we follow the paper trail from the labels, from straight out of Cole and Drake's pockets, direct funds and deposits to the Chechen government to get Kendrick out of there, prevent people from listening to his music, and just hold the fort down in really the only music market left on the planet where Drake and J. Cole are still truly seen as the GOATs. In a dab of seriousness, though, here in the face of this ridiculous law. While obviously this is kind of obnoxious and the sort of, workaround that you don't necessarily want to have to engage with because it's kind of annoying and disrespectful to the art itself. But couldn't most of these bands, these pieces of music that Russians are not now allowed to listen to, couldn't this be worked around with like some simple kind of like pitch shifting or beat alteration software where we're kind of slowing the song down, speeding it up? Of course, there's going to be a lot of instances where, doing so ruins the sound quality of the track and the overall vibe. But like so many kids across the planet on the internet these days are listening to slowed down and sped up versions of songs thanks to various short form media platforms. But yeah, I imagine there are loads of songs that fall just outside of this range that we would be able to play or perform or release so long as we just like increase or decrease the BPM just a little bit. And not to propose this as like an authentic solution to this very stupid problem that is being created by the government over there, because obviously it's dumb and it's not fair and it's ridiculous. But it does sort of like prove how difficult it is going to be to enforce this sort of thing. Will there be countless man hours devoted to listing all of the songs and all of the popular tracks that can now no longer be played and listened to because they fall outside of the BPM range? Or is this whole law just going to be kind of ignored, with the exception of cases where it can kind of be tacked on as an extra legal kick in the ass to people the Chechen government is trying to make an example of, be they musicians, artists, music fans, whatever, who might have exhibited some behaviors or opinions or actions that the Republic doesn't like. But yeah, bans on BPMs. That is currently where we are at right now in today's day and age. If you have looked into this yourself, please let me know what you think. If you haven't, also let me know what you think. I'm sure you will. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Chechnya, forever.